Hello! I know I just shoved us all in the deep end there, but we were behind. We are 10 minutes late as well, and it wasn't Lewis Funt, but we are the LOD, and we have a very, very special guest. The Indie Gamer is with us, guys. The Indie Gamer.
Kind words.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Great to be here.
Yeah, and obviously we have Lewis, Venomous AK, Tom Wild, Masked Mayhem, Paul, and myself sit down to game.
Cool.
So Indie.
Ian says Daz.
Breaking in. So Indie, we have a little beginning section for when
didn't know about this one.
about people who come and join us. It's called. Paul, do you have the sound clip, or shall I just?
Oh, that's a good point, isn't it?
No, okay, it's cool.
Well, no.
Go on.
Give me a second. So you literally, I was running late, and then,
I know, I just.
Have you seen Paul's background?
Yeah, it's literally horrifying as hell.
It's like one of those carpets from the 80s.
I like this side.
Oh yes, that's me kissing the paint
sucking off my
I'm not
paintbrush.
Sucking anything off. Oh fuck it! You're gonna have to listen to the episode which dropped today. Episode was it 11, which dropped today. So if you want a bit more backstory on why Mr. Blobby, the National Lottery hand, and why I am underneath Lewis's penis, you'll have to listen to that to get a better content.
Welcome to the
Indy is now regretting this.
Nice. Okay. I just have to find out the truth.
I think I found the file.
You've got it.
As shit and late as it is.
I don't know who you are. You're about to get chlamydia.
That's the sound.
Yes, it did. So yeah, it is. So Indy, who the fuck are you?
Who am I?
Yep.
Just some guy. Don't know. God, was this the actual question, is it? Or
no, just tell you who you are, where we can find you, what you've been up to. Yeah, all the usual.
No worries. I tell you what, I haven't been on the show as a guest for ages. It's a bit weird. So thanks very much for inviting me, firstly. And yeah, we had a nice time hanging out at WASD. That was lovely. That's where you can find me if there is an event on, hopefully, as I get to as many as possible.
Of course.
But you'll find me playing a lot of indie games. That's what I'm about. Love the indie goodness. And just enjoying the gaming as much as possible, really. That's what it's all about for myself in terms of that side of things. But yeah, I don't know if that's what you were looking for, or
that is exactly what we're looking for. Thank you very much, Indy. And that is who Indy is. That's who the fuck Indy is. So.
I don't know who you are. You're about to get chlamydia.
So thank you very much. We're glad to have you on the show. It's wonderful to have you here, Indy. So thank you for coming on and being part of this madness that we are part of. So
it's all good. A pleasure to be here. No, it's great. I like the madness that you got going on, and we've hung out quite a few times, so it's great to be chatting about WAS together, so we can actually, do the once over on it.
Definitely, I agree. So our next usual item is what we've been playing this week. So I'm going to go first because I'm quick and easy. I've played nothing apart from the games at WAS, which we'll talk about in a bit. I've had a week off gaming, and so just to enjoy WAS when I got there. So that's me. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And we'll go on to Paul. What have you been playing?
With myself. That's about it, really. I don't think I've actually played like you. I've not really played any games this week. It's been a bit of a whirlwind week for me. Did I play some things, obviously, at WASD? A little bit of Fallout, if I can remember. Not much. That's about it, really.
No? Cool. Thanks, Paul. Who are you pushing it on to? Who's next?
I shall go with Vino Mouse.
I knew he was going to fucking call me that.
Vino Mouse.
I knew he was going to call me that. Twat.
Some wank.
Right, what I got to say? I'm always on.
What you been playing this week, Lou? What you been playing?
I played a game called Candyland. Sweet survival. Don't play it. It's dreadful. Worst game I've ever played in my life.
Is there a Candy Mountain?
I hated it so much. It was just a mess. It was boring. It was dull. No creativity. Honestly, I don't know why I played it. It's going to be the first review I do that is actually a 1.
That's the official score you're going to give it.
Yeah, it had no. Put it this way: the picture looked better. The picture looked better than the game. So if you have a look at the enemy, the big boss, next to the picture that they showed of what he's supposed to look like, he looks nothing like it. He looks nothing like it. It's a completely. It lies. Yeah, the game looks nothing like what it's supposed to look like. It literally was, and you get chased by like. It's boring. I've never spent a game where I've looked around for keys, right? In a game that you don't know what you're doing, you're just searching forever. And all the rooms look like they were made in a warehouse on Halo. It looks like I could make them well with Forge.
Sorry, what exactly is the plot of this?
So your grandpa basically dies, and he leaves a letter to you saying, I need you to go back to my factory, and I need you to destroy it and anything that's inside, living or dead. And he's like, okay, I will go to your factory and ruin it, basically destroy it. But when you get there, the person that works with your father, a entity that he made, is waiting there. And he makes you go on these stupid puzzles and stuff. And you see him at the end, and then it's like boring. Literally, the boss battle wasn't even a boss battle. It was one shot dead. Poof. Honestly, there was no story. It's supposed to be a recreation of like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But where were all the kids that got kidnapped and things like that? It was boring. It was nothing like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You're what?
Over the game of it.
I'm just replying to what Jazzy said.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And Tom forgot that obviously Hayden has control and can load up the comments onto the bottom of the screen.
Oh, fuck, I'm in the wrong category.
Honest opinion, the problem as well with it is it's broken. I had to break the game to get through it.
Title of your sex tape.
It was just terrible, and it was a disappointment. Oh, and I've played Madison VR. I lasted 5 minutes, and I pretended I couldn't get through the door so that Megs left me alone.
Did you get it? Oh, did you? You mentioned it was.
It's horrifying. Wow. No, dude, it's horrifying. It's fucking terrifying. There's someone waiting outside the door, and you can hear him going, "Oh, I want to come in," and it's like, "No, please don't come in." But then there's a little door, and I was like, Megs, it's not working. I can't get through the door. I spent like that for 5 minutes. So look, I can prove it. I can't get it. And she went, all right, we'll just have to wait till it fully comes out then. I went, 5 minutes I lasted. I couldn't go through the door. I was too nervous.
I hope she joins this chat and we're like, hey Megs, did you know it was bullshit?
It's been the 5 minutes, then Megs left him alone.
It made me nervous. Like it's going to be one of them games that, well, I just no, I'm not ready for it. So I wasn't ready for that, and I lied to save my skin. And I played Jack Holmes, Master of Puppets. That's a bit of a disappointment as well.
Is that John Holmes, Master of Puppets?
No, Jack Holmes, Master of Puppets. It is a bit of a disappointment. I'm hoping they fix it, because it's got good ideas. Don't get me wrong, but the buttons that you have to press to do things it's not what I would have expected them. I wish you could remap it. It's just the acting is terrible. Okay, it's an American putting on a British accent. It's terrible. It sounds like someone literally just tries too hard to be British.
School of Dick Van Dyke, yeah.
Worse. Yeah. There's worse. Me and Megs were just laughing because of how bad it was. That's the thing. It was that bad. It was like, oh my god, the acting is terrible. You're making me hate my accent.
Was it your region then?
Yeah, it was London.
Oh fucking hell!
It was like well, I guess I'm gonna have to go that way then, aren't I? And it's like, oh, what the fuck is this? It's terrible. Just
Oliver Twist.
Don't. It's literally, I felt it. Yeah.
All right,
Like
Governor.
he walks in, sees a dead body, and goes, "Oh, you poor creature," and it's like, "You poor creature, it's human."
Who wrote that?
Don't know, but the fact that he goes up to a dead body and goes, "Oh, you poor defenseless creature," and it's like, it's a human being. It's a baby human being.
Right. Well, there's
It's not a
the
creature.
defensive side of things, dude.
It's just like, oh wow, who's done the acting for this one? Fire them. They've offended me already. Like, you walk up to a dead body, you would not go, "Oh my god." You'd be like, "Fucking hell, where did that come from?" You'd be like, you wouldn't go, "Oh well, at least it's not me."
Some people might.
I don't know. I think you would do that, Lewis.
Yeah, he would
No.
be one to do it.
Like, fuck would I be going up to a dead body and going, "Oh well, that's a defenseless creature."
I wouldn't be
I'd be
surprised.
like,
You dream
"Fuck all
about
the
running away
police."
from the National Lottery hand.
Yeah, well, exactly. If I scream at that, imagine what I'd scream at a dead body.
Daz was said he'll see if the body's still warm. What is he planning on doing with it?
But it's good. Like, don't get me wrong, the enemy, it's really good. Like the old experimentation, mascot horrors stuff, all in one. But it's just the acting makes it unbearable. I'm hoping you can mute the voice, but then I won't know what I'm doing. There's no subtitles either.
Excuse me.
Turn the sound off.
No, there's no subtitles.
Wait, there's no subtitles in the game either. You can't turn subtitles on.
I think you should just play a different game at that point.
Yeah.
No, they've got an update coming out. There was one yesterday. I'm hoping that might fix the fact that I'm stuck in a cage that I can't get out because the button doesn't react properly. I just don't get why people are bringing games out that don't work. Why?
Is it still in early access or is it actually fully released?
No, it's full on out.
Oh, that's awkward.
How much are they charging for it?
$24.99, I think.
Those bastards.
PS5 game. And it's annoying because I really was excited about this because it's the whole it's basically all mascot, different like puppets, huge fuck off spiders, enemies that you don't want to be seeing in your nightmares,
Mr. Blobby.
things you don't want to catch around in the dark. And I literally, he gets pushed over by a puppet and he goes, "Ow," and it's like, oh, yeah, that's what I would say, "Ow." Ow.
In that particular tone as well.
I would be like, "What the fuck was that?" Not "ow."
Voice acting 101 with Mr. Lewis Langton.
Maybe I should do the voice. At least I can be. I'm actually British as well, so I'd actually be able to react properly. Not, oh god.
I can't say anything. I auditioned for Fallout London and I got rejected.
Yeah, but you're not from London. That's probably why.
No, they wanted a whole variety of regions, and I was still declined.
How did you get rejected then?
I don't know.
What did you wait? What did you try telling them the weather?
No, that you had to read from a script, and I tried my absolute best, and clearly I was dog shite.
That's cool though.
I want you to send it to me. I want to see if
I
they
did.
just.
I did.
That's really cool.
It wasn't until like 3 months later I had they sent out a block email to not just to me but to like a bunch of other email addresses just saying hi, thanks, no. Well, obviously a bit more guff than that, but essentially it was
sorry,
no.
Yeah.
No.
So,
You're not.
Did they give you any reason or anything like that?
no,
Did they give
no
you
reason.
personalized?
No reason. No reason.
Yeah,
So
too many
just a
people, I
simple-
guess.
Oh yeah, it felt like I'm
I
searching
reckon they
for a
were
job again.
inundated with.
That's cool though.
Yeah, I think they were inundated with people trying to get on
Christ,
that.
the mass amount of people.
They must have had loads of people though, Tom. They
I
probably picked. You probably. T. They probably went down by alphabetically order. And you
That's how they
probably
always choose the best talent by alphabetical.
So you probably just was unfortunate. They probably didn't even listen
Got
to you.
5
man.
spaces, right? A has taken it all.
How you got there first?
Should have called yourself
Here we
Adam
go.
or something. Even closer to.
Adam.
Tom, they looked you up and saw you on this show.
I know
about PlayStation controllers and.
Masuko asked, what was the accent the whole Dragon Quest cast were doing? Anyone know?
I don't know.
Dragon Quest cast.
I've never played that.
I've not really.
Well, yeah, Paul, you played it. You played the You played
I did the
that
block building one.
Yeah.
Minecraft? Block building?
No, not Minecraft. No.
I just hear block building.
Dragon Quest Builders is all I've done. I've not actually done the rest of the games.
Oh, fuck. Yes, now I recognize that one. I don't fucking know. Hey, at least
you have to
mate.
Google that on Masuka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have
successful
to that now and see what the whole accent was with that.
Probably American.
Cool.
Not necessarily. It could be
English.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tom, what have you been playing this week?
Me, I've actually done a very limited amount of gaming because as if you've been listening to the show for the past few months, you'll know I've got a child on the way. Early August, he'll be arriving. Thank you, Indy. So I've literally been buying a shed ton more of kid stuff,
retro games,
a bit more, So I've had to literally spend £300 on a bedside car, bloody seat for it to go in when I take it home from the hospital. But I did make a deal with my mother-in-law, and I traded one of my old Nintendo DSs for her Nintendo 3DS. So now I have a complete collection of all Nintendo DSs. So I got DS, 2DS, and 3DS. So I'm really pleased with that.
Nice.
But no, the only thing which I've been really playing this week is I did have a bit of a burnout towards the end of the week and everything. I posted it on our Discord chat, and I think I even posted it on Twitter. But earlier in the week, I decided to just start up again a game which I haven't played for a long time, and that's The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I haven't played that for a while. I was debating whether do I go to Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time. However, the 3-day gameplay mechanic of after 3 days, the whole moon crashes into you. The last time I tried that on my Nintendo 64, I completely rage quit because fuck me, I hate timers when it comes to games. So I completely rage quit at that. But no, I've literally just started up Ocarina of Time, had a bit of a burnout for gaming and everything, and been buying baby stuff and sorting out rooms in my house. So I've had kind of an adult/boring week. And you may be thinking, of course, this is the WASD special. Of course, I may have played some stuff at WASD, haven't I? Yeah. I wasn't there. And I know you may be thinking, why am I here? I don't know. It's a Tuesday night. I usually just stumble across onto these guys, and they haven't kicked me out yet. So
we'll see that
next time. I'd love to see you there. That's the dream. We need to see Tom at WASD or at EGX. That's why I need to see him.
I really want to. Indy. I mean, the last time I saw Hayden and Paul in the flesh, I ended up having a cardboard cutout of Lewis in the bed next to me. So
I'm really glad you said cardboard cutout.
Still here.
Still there.
Just to clarify,
I have to clarify.
Jesus Christ.
What? We all tucked you in and gave you a kiss goodnight. I'm not the only one. I got say video evidence. I got proof. Anyway, enough about Leicester. My week was okay.
Good.
Good.
And Lewis is in his fridge again.
Sorry. His fridge. Indy, obviously, apart from WASD, what have you been playing this week, if anything?
Yeah, so with myself, I went up to WASD quite early on. So I went up on Wednesday. So I haven't really, other than Monday and Tuesday, I was working, so doing long days on both those days. So there was literally no time, and I'd already had to pack. But yeah, if you're looking at not very strictly this week, ahead of this week, I was playing Harold Halibut, which is a really cool narrative-driven game made in the stop-motion style, all crafted by hand and scanned and brought to life in the game. I don't know if you've seen that game come out. Yeah, it's amazing. It's just incredibly done, great voice acting, and just a unique story and unique way of telling the story as well. Yeah, it's on Game Pass, so check it out, guys. It's deserves so much love because there's been so much care and time and passion put into that project to make it amazing. It's taken a long time because, like I say, they actually physically make every character model and set and all that sort of stuff physically by hand, and then bring it to life, like I say, in the game. So that is a long process, and they deserve all the love in the world for what they've done, I think. Definitely. So yeah, give it a little check out, guys, on Game Pass or on Steam. Both are available on those.
Oh, it's on Game Pass, even better. There we go.
Yeah, Game Pass is available right now. Just came out recently. Harold Halibut, yeah, so it's really cool. I think you like it. If you love a good story, it's really good in that regard. But yeah, what else have I played? Obviously, most of the games I've played have been WASD. We'll save that for that. I'm guessing we're going to get to that at that point.
That's next. So thank you very much for that, Indy. So yeah, let's get on with the WASD chat, or WASD or WASD or WISD or whatever you want to call it.
WISD. Not heard that one.
I tell you what, Indy, would you like to hit off the start, as you were there for every day and Lewis is currently munching on some biscuits? So
sure, if you like. Yeah, no worries.
No. Sweet.
It comes in, if it's in your fridge, it's usually your biscuits. So.
No, in my fridge. Like, so do you want to know what's in my fridge now? In my fridge, I have this.
Right, carry on.
Wow, I was just about to start a competition if people can guess how many sweets are in Lewis's bag.
It's been deleted.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, dear.
This biscuit's soggy.
Good stuff. Looks like he's just reaching into the depths of like.
My God, what is that? Cat biscuits?
It's like real blurred out. It's just
bag of peas. It looked like a bag of peas, didn't it?
He's actually doing it from his kitchen.
It's not. He literally has a fridge in his bedroom.
Yeah.
Not sure what's better, which way around.
You should have seen what was in there after he went away to fucking Disneyland for a week. I swear to God.
Cool.
So yeah, Indy WASD, how was your experience? How did you find it?
How did I find it? So went up on the Are you kidding? Sorry, I was just going to say a silly joke there. How did I find it? I went up and found a map and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, back onto the question. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed it actually. I know we talked a little bit, I think, talked quite a lot with Lewis because he was there most of it. I think he was aged every day. And you guys came up on the final day. So yeah, we talked a bit about the fact, I think we see the potential of what it could be, and I think it needs to grow, and there's definitely some critiques I've got over the event. Like, I'd love to see more games that are upcoming specifically, because there are games that are already out being shown off, which is cool. It's fine, but I would like to see more games in general there. I think it could be expanded quite a bit. Doubled probably in size, I think. I know it depends on obviously all of their different finances and, you know, the call for how many people want to take part, etc., etc. But I just know so many games on my wish list are begging surely to be shown off at an event. That's what my perspective of it is, because I know so many indie games that are coming and they're not at these events, and especially when they're UK indie devs, I think there's no reason they wouldn't want to be there, if you see what I mean. Like the Chinese Room, who've got like Still Wakes the Deep coming out in June. That makes sense. They should have been there, in my opinion, because they're in Brighton. So it's like, come on, that's how long it took me to get there. So yeah, really, it's just those kind of people I think they should be trying to reach out to, get them there and all that sort of thing. Not blaming the developer, of course, but yeah, in terms of the event, I had a great time. It was amazing in terms of like meeting up with people. Met some people I've not had a chance to meet before, and who have followed their channels a little bit, and also I saw some developers there who I've spoken to over time, who have covered their game in the past and got to actually see them in real life for the first time and chat with them, like the Slope Crushers developer, for example. I have done an interview with him at the event, which is going to be published at some point, hopefully soonish. But yeah, I covered his game a couple of years back, and very early build of it. So yeah, it's cool to sort of actually get to meet these people in person and take it from where you left off, and really just take it to the next level of finding out about the game and how it's come on and all that sort of thing. And yeah, it was just he's utterly amazing. The developer of Slope Crushers, Byte Parrot is the developer name. But yeah, that was awesome to meet them. He's now synced up with Neon Hive, the publisher, which is awesome. So yeah, they're starting publishing now as well. Neon Hive, they were just a PR company. You probably saw them there, but that's their first time they've actually shown off games in the publishing sense. So they've branched out from just being a PR company to a publisher as well, which is awesome. And like I say, Slope Crashers is one of the games that they're going to be first publishing. Other than that, though, in terms of general, I don't think you want all these specifics right now. Probably, you probably want me to hold a little bit back.
But I was trying to find the video for Slope Crushers, but I've not downloaded it, so apologies.
Don't worry, that's all good. No worries at all. But yeah, check it out, guys. Slope Crashers is a cool sort of fun kind of Mario Kart-ish with a mix of SSX. That's the influences. So it has got quite a sort of like a bit more depth to it than just a sort of standard Mario Kart. So great racing game where you perform tricks and then you gain, boost meter, all that sort of thing. Dazzy baby, check it out. You'll love it.
Actually,
sorry, go ahead. Oh, you do? Cool, nice.
I do.
Awesome. But yes, it's a cool game, like I say, multiplayer as well. And they've got the multiplayer online up and running for it, which is absolutely awesome, especially as he's a solo developer. And that's quite a feat to actually achieve, on your own, to get all that sort of functionality working. But yeah, it's such a fun game. I cannot wait to play this with you guys and anyone else who wants to join me online and play this, because it's a hell of a great time. Yeah, that was definitely one of my highlights of the event. But just generally speaking, I won't go into too much detail. I'll go back around. I want to hog the whole mic for a whole hour or whatever. But like, basically, I thought the event was awesome. I met so many great people and had an amazing time. But there's always that element of, I feel like there could be more games there, but the interactions with the people, the developers, the publishers, the creators who were there, just the attendees, everyone who was part of it, was a really good vibe. And it was fantastic in that sense. And there were some cool games there, but I want to see more games there in the future. I think it can be taken up another notch, basically.
Any disappointment? Anything that you felt like, didn't live up to any particular type of hype or...
Yeah, I mean, the disappointment definitely is in regards to the fact that there's too many games that are already out there and not enough focus on upcoming games. I was very happy that they are focusing on only indie games this time, because I know they've had a few AAAs or sort of AAs sneaking in there. Not saying that's a bad thing, but I just think this event shines its best when it's a focus on indie games. And I think that's what the organisers have spoken about recently as well, that they're really focusing on the good of the event or what it does for smaller developers and stuff. So I think that's great that they're focusing in on that. Hopefully that will carry on. But yeah, in terms of it, like I say, there was games that were already out, like some of the Devolver games were already out, like Pepper Grinder and a few others of their games. And just go ahead.
Pretty much all the Devolver games out.
Yeah, Children of the Sun is already out. Cult of the Lamb, of course. Yeah, that's the most obvious one, because that's been out a while. Obviously, it's just the DLC, but like, come on, it's just like,
I think even the DLC's been out for a while now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, I would love to have seen the Plucky Squire and Skate Story there from Devolver. Just don't understand. I mean, I suppose that's not WASD's fault, if that's hard to say, but I think that's probably more Devolver's doing, if you know what I mean. So
I'd have loved to see Plucky Squire. When you told us about it a year ago, I was excited for it. So it would have been a great one to have been there.
Would have been really cool one to show. That would have just been amazing, to be honest with you. And that's what I kind of need. I think it's, like I say, it's a difficult one, that one, because Devolver have obviously been there and they've brought a lot to the show. But at the same time, WAS can't say, well, you need to bring this. Well, they might be able to, I suppose, but I don't know how they work it out. But usually I imagine it's just they get them there and then they bring what games they can. They talk to the developers, see how far are on with the games, and if it can be done. And then I guess they turn up with what they can. But so it's not necessarily Devolver's fault on that front. But yeah, it's a tricky one. I feel like there's, like I say, there's lots of games out there. I know my wish list is packed full, and there's so many coming this year and lining up for release, which I feel like they could have been there. That's my only slight disappointment in that aspect. And I think it could be bigger. it's not enough games there in general. I know they say, oh, there's loads of games there, but there's one of the rooms which was off the main room, and it had like duplicates of games that you can play on the Steam Deck, and that was kind of like, well, that's just the same again, but on a Steam Deck. So you just need to get more games there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's my sort of take on that one.
Cool. Paul, what was your take on the event itself?
Pretty much in line with indie. I'd like to have seen more, up and coming indie games there. I thought it was a good vibe. I'd say that the creators and those that were at the stands were more engaging this year. I've got to say, definitely, just the attitude, the atmosphere, and being able to talk to them was so different this year as opposed to like last year, where they were a little bit standoffish or it was really awkward to talk to some of them. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them. I think this year was just any of them that were there that were really, really happy to kind of be there and have a chat and everything. And again, that little area, I expected to see more games, maybe some more smaller time, some of the universities or whatever. I think only the University of Wales was there this time round, and Curious Games was a lot smaller this year. And then, like you said, there were all the repeats of the games that were out there, but on Steam Deck, and that little random tiny little, almost like, what was it? It was almost like a little Game Boy with a little windy thing on the side.
Yeah, the Playdate, that's called.
Playdate,
yeah.
Such a weird little thing. It was quite...
It's a weird little device,
but
yeah. I know what you mean.
Other than that, there was a couple of games there that I really liked, but most of them were out.
Another one, obviously, I just popped into my head was Alien Hominid Invasion, that big stand there. So that was another one that was already out, of course. So it's
got it, so I didn't really have.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. It was kind of like it does look great there, but it's a good showpiece and all that. But like at the same time, it's like we need fresh games. There's so many coming through.
Battle Block was even there as well, wasn't it? And that's really old.
Yeah, that's one of their old ones. Yeah,
really old.
It's quite strange.
I don't know if I missed it. Like Ep12 wasn't there this time round either, was it?
They were there.
One game.
That's right. Yeah.
Which game did they bring with them?
Neon Apostle.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Oh no, sorry, Nano Apostle. Apologies, I keep saying that wrong. Nano Apostle.
Masuko asks, "How was the play deck?"
The play date, I think he might mean on
play
that
date.
One.
Yeah, play date.
Yeah. That's a baby of the Steam Deck and the Playdate. I didn't actually try it out, but I
sit down.
Did you try it?
No, I didn't get a chance to. It was quite popular. There was a lot of people sitting down with them.
Yeah, it is a cool little device.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw people playing it, like the wind up thing's quite interesting on it, sort of thing. But yeah, it's
forward. They were spinning it around the corner. I just think it looked quite small and fragile.
It is quite small, yeah.
It's something, it's something Tom would love.
Yeah.
I'm really looking at it now. I gotta wonder though, what's the battery like? How much have you got to like crank it to get like a good, I don't know, 30 minutes if that?
I think the games aren't that demanding in terms of, what they have to draw to run, I suppose. I don't know though, to be honest, in terms of the battery, but they're quite stripped back, if you see what I mean, in the game sense. But
definitely, it's giving me like Game and Watch vibes.
Yeah, the cranking elements.
Very
old school. Yeah, old school.
$199.
Jeez.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's quite a bit of that. Yeah. I think you get like some sort of subscription thing with it, where you can have a load of games. Though maybe that's included in that. I don't know.
Hopefully,
it has Wi-Fi. Bloody hell.
It comes with
Lewis.
4 free games.
Oh,
Yo.
Sorry. What did you think to the event as a whole? Don't talk about games just yet. Just what did your thoughts on the event?
So I like I said to India, I felt like there was Cult Lamb took way too much space up. Way too much space. I mean, you could have easily put another couple of stalls in there for games.
But they were doing beer.
Say it again?
There was beer. There was beer.
No. Yeah, I know. But
Devolver and Cult Lamb had a bar.
Yeah,
I know.
That was quite cool,
But,
the bar thing when it's like tick and the cross thing when it was closed and stuff, because that's from the game. But anyway, sorry.
But I do feel
I
like
missed
there
that.
was.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I do feel like that they waste a lot of space there.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they do waste a lot of space, and they could easily put a few more games in. I mean, last year felt bigger. Last year
It
really
was
did feel bigger.
There was a bit of it that was cornered off a bit more this time round.
Yeah.
I think they didn't have as many exhibitors turn up, and obviously the space, rental of event space is shot through the roof right now. So they're probably looking at how much they can afford and had to cut it back. Hence why it's the second year you've had to go on Brick Lane entrance rather than the big entrance at the back by the car park, because they've halved the amount of space that they take, and even then half was hoarded off as well. And they didn't have, and it looked like the London gaming event this year or whatever was
Festival,
any of the festival was not being held there at all. Like they usually have it downstairs. You could go downstairs and sit in the conferences or whatever. There was. It
was hidden though. They actually showed a video on Twitter of where to go to get to it.
Was it in that area though? Was it in the same
building?
building?
You have to have a video describing on where to go in order to access it.
Well, as you go towards the so where you go towards the just before you get to the part for careers, there was a slope you go down and then you can turn left, and there was all them games that were lined up for the Steam Decks. That hallway, that door that was really dark and you couldn't see, you go through there, and that's how you got to the conferences and things.
I thought that led back to the Creators Lounge.
No,
I have to admit, after the event, I did see like the big halls where they do the speeches and stuff like that, or the talks about how to get into indie gaming or whatever it is, whatever it might be, development. I wish I'd kind of had a look a bit more at those, because they look quite good. With one of the halls looked quite well lit. I sometimes feel like they need to work on how they make the event look, but it's all money in it, isn't it? At the end of the day,
I mean, how hard is it to put a sign up saying "Go this way"?
Yeah,
it's not exactly impossible. A piece of paper saying "Stage this way." Not everyone has Twitter. Not everyone's going to go on Twitter to find this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I do feel like they really did a good job with the old socials this time, though.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Last year, barely anything. So maybe a new community manager.
They have had a new community manager. I remember them applying.
But I do feel like it was very copy and paste, and people that are saying this is the best one, I have to say the first one Paul took me to, that's the best one.
The Tobacco Lounge one, agreed.
Yeah, it had Devolver, it had 2K was there. It was so many developers and like publishers, and it was really, there was so much to do. Like I don't think we even got to do all of it, but. Because I think we only went for the one day, didn't we? We went for the last one. I think we went to the last day. And
I wonder if that's quite expensive venue, to be honest. Maybe, I don't know.
But I also felt like
extremely
that was better.
Venue.
Yeah.
Even last year, they had 505 games. They had all sorts. And this year, there was no Sega either, nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. There is lacking in games like... It needs more games, basically, but yeah, it's a bit frustrating.
Put it this way, my brother said to me last year that he would never pay for it again. This year, he said, "I'm so glad I didn't pay for it again."
Can I ask them, how much was it for a ticket for one day?
£20.
Not very much, yeah.
£20.
Not a lot.
Okay. Okay. So for the likes of everyone who had to travel there, so that's obviously, and stay over there. So India, I'm assuming you had accommodation. Hayden, you're the same.
Yep.
You had accommodation. Had to
I
pay for that.
went
Hayden
for the day
went for the one day.
Went for the day and
trained.
trained. Would you say that it was worth your money? Take away the social side of things, the convention and the event for the event. Instead of meeting up everybody, would you say it's worth your time?
I would still say so, and I think that you can't. I know you say take it away, sort of thing. That is a big part of it in a way, because you never have the opportunity to network with that many people in person in a normal sort of environment. Obviously, we could meet up as friends and stuff, but you wouldn't be able to have the opportunity to sort of go and just chat to PR companies, publishers, people you've chatted on Twitter with for a year or two or whatever, and then actually meet them in person, creators you followed who are in the same niche as you, and it's great to just make up those connections, I think, in person and strengthen them. That's what I really value. And the game's great as well, but they're not strong enough. That's just where it needs to get better, in my opinion. I see a lot of potential there. I do think it's worth it for me. Simple.
I feel like they took a lot more from EGX with the whole, more. I mean, there was more games made by university students than there was actually games for. Because that's the one part I never got to really experience yet. As I was so busy.
It is part of the London Gaming Festival, which is to showcase and to promote education and the gaming industry.
Yeah.
So that's what is the key factor from the London Festival.
Don't get
that's
me wrong,
why
some of them games are amazing. Like student games, I've played some really good ones. I mean, my friend Harry, he's made a VR game that he showed me, and it was really well done. Like something I'd never seen before. But I felt like that a whole section was mainly like I don't understand the whole why they had to have the Steam Deck there.
The Steam Deck had like different games that are already in the other room, isn't it? That was I mean, it makes sense to be able to have more units to be able to play on, but yes,
and it was showcasing what was best of British, or I think they'd separate them out that way. And
yeah,
it was easy
that's right.
All of them on a Steam Deck, so you could sit down and try. So, like the best of British, all the British creators, all their games were in one section on two Steam Decks, so you could go and sit down that. Or ones that up and coming awards were here, and these ones that were releasing this year or already out. They were separated out, so I think that was giving people more opportunity and almost ring fencing them as you would see on Steam for that type of event. So it's.
I
think it's well worth it.
It's clever.
I don't agree with the whole putting games out that have already been out for a year, 2 years. I think that's stupid. Like if a game's been out that long, I don't think it should be at WASD. It's not up and coming, is it?
No, I know what you mean. That was my main complaint about it, really. And I think just having more games there would be a thing as well. But that's the main thing for me. I just hope that's not too out of their reach, though.
I'm hoping that they might take a bit of listen to what people are saying. I mean, I don't get why people are saying it's the best one yet. I don't believe that.
I do kind of get that. I do get where they're coming from with that. But it's probably more of what...
I definitely think it was. Sorry, Mindy. I definitely think it was better than the past two times. Tobacco Lodge is completely different, and it was a wicked day. But I think this one has definitely been better than the past couple.
You got to remember,
just the
COVID
vibe
and stuff caused that issue. People were so paranoid to talk to you because of germs and things like that. It's kind of started to calm down now. That's the only reason. If it
to care,
yeah. Whereas before, that's the only reason that no one really wanted to talk to you. Now, the thing is, last one, even though I was going through that horrible path of my year, people were still talking to me. So I actually felt like this time there were a lot more talking, but there was also a lot of people while you were talking, jumping in, going, "Oh, can you tell me about this game?" And I'm thinking, can you not see me talking to them? Like I'm trying to speak to them, and you've just rudely just interrupted us. I didn't do that. I never interrupted anyone. I waited there like a fucking idiot, standing there going, waiting for you to finish talking. Just sit there playing with my book, doing this with my pen. But I do feel like
you're an inspector.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Should have just turned up in a suit. Maybe that would have made me
health inspector.
But I felt like there was more talking. I felt like I spoke more, and they got really into detail more than I played, because I felt like, again, it was packed. I mean, it was sold out, for goodness sake. So struggling to get on some of the games were like, I never ever got to go on any of the Devolvers in the end, because one, it was people pushed in. There was no one watching Devolver's actual games at all. I actually walked up to a woman and said, "It's Devolver here," and they went, "If you can find them."
You couldn't miss the massive Devolver sign on the fucking wall, Lewis.
No, but there was
You've got
no
a picture
one...
of us underneath the fucking thing.
No, what I mean is
What?
there was no one at
And yet
that
he
section.
still missed it.
No, I didn't miss
I know
the
what you're
store.
doing. You were just saying there was no one actually from Devolver there.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
when I
there
asked to
definitely
speak
were,
to
but
someone, they were
it's
like,
just-
no one came from Devolver. All they've got is the people in the stalls, but they're just here to sell stuff. And you've got the two mascots. But that's
was there actually any representatives from Devolver there? Did you speak to anyone while you were there? The professional in the room.
Sorry, you talking about me? Sorry.
Yeah. Did you actually speak to anyone?
When he says professional in the room, and the
I
other
didn't want to
candidates
jump
are
at
us.
that can't be accurate. No, I mean, there is. I know some of the people who work for Devolver, but the thing is with Devolver is they're not just some low-level publisher. You know what I mean? They're big, and it's hard to get on their lists and everything. It's like, but there is people there. I could have pointed a couple of them out to you, but I don't know if they would have even helped in that sense. They might have said, contact Clara, I think her name is. I can give you her email if you like.
yes, please.
And then, but that's the thing. It's hard to get on the regular rotation of it. And the guy with grey hair. I don't know if you saw him walking around. He had like one of those varsity kind of jackets on as well. Did you see him? He was one of the.
I saw the two mascots mostly. I did try to speak to, but they said we're just here to sell beers.
Sure. Yeah, they were doing a lot of stuff.
So I tried speaking to
the guy behind the pump.
There was no one else. There was one on the camera. There was one making sure people was in line and they could have a picture taken. But even like King said, like, can't find anyone. And someone said to me, "Good luck trying to find them. They're walking around, but they are impossible to get hold of." I said, is there no one here that can tell me about this game? That's all I need. I need someone that knows this game. And they went, no, they didn't send anyone.
Yeah, but like Indy just said,
Go on, sorry.
No, that's right. I was just saying, like you just said, they're obviously very hard to get in touch with and to speak to, and you got to be on their radar, basically.
Yeah, they're also the publisher, so they're not the developer of the game. So, I mean, I would, if you want to find out about their games, they have this system which they use on all of their games, which you can go to their website, which is a very good website, and then you can just register your interest early, or you can register it when there's a keys coming in. So they do it like that because they are a big company. Like they're not just your small publisher. They are.
No, I get that. I just
formidable.
When I said to the woman, like, do you know anything about this game? And she went, no, sorry. And I went, I never got to play it. So that was another thing.
I would say play the game is the best way to know about the game. Sorry to sound a bit cheeky, but get hands on and you'll know for yourself.
It's more the fact that I don't know how long it was in my article. I'm going to write the development time, things like that. Just a little bit of information around the game and why the idea and things like that.
I know what you mean.
I couldn't do that because no one was there. So I had to skip that altogether because I didn't have the information I needed. That was the problem.
You want some unique information.
Yeah.
Such a Karen. I've been pissed on WASD for the last 20 minutes. What's the matter with you? It was a good event.
Yeah.
Tell you what, then I'll go on. I actually really enjoyed it. It was one of the first WASD that I was really surprised by how many developers and publishers and people who were the games actually wanted to talk to someone with a creator badge, and I was like really, really surprised how chatty they were, and it felt like really, really nice because the past few events I've been to have just been like, "Oh, you're a creator, go away." But these guys, this time around, it felt really, really nice that people just wanted to talk, and even like Paul when he was playing that potion, I can't remember what it was called. There was developers,
Battle Juice Alchemist.
Yeah, there was developers behind on Discord chatting to Paul mostly all the way through the game, talking about the game. I don't know what he was saying to you because I couldn't hear, but it seemed like really interesting. They really wanted to try and get people out there and get their information across, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, there could, like we always say, every kind of thing we've spoken about is there should have been more games. There should have been more games up and coming, not ones released, but I still had a great time with you guys, and I still had a great time playing some of the games that we'd played. So I'm not going to try and bring her back down or back onto WASD. It was a good event. It's getting better, and hopefully it will get stronger and get to bigger venues because it deserves it. In all honesty, so
yeah, and it's such a great location there. That's part of it almost for me as well. Like just you guys are Londoners so anyway. Well, some of you anyway. I know like Marsky Baby and Lewis, obviously you're well versed in the London world. Yeah, but like just that area is just so cool to. My hotel was, I could see the venue from the hotel. The Premier Inn hub was just so convenient.
You were on the hub, yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
To be fair, this was the first time me and Indy spent so much time just chatting and stuff as well. So that was kind of nice as well. That
was nice, buddy. Yeah, it was good.
Was there any pizza outside your room, Indy?
I did have pizza one night, but it wasn't the best meal I had though. It was one of the worst actually. But yeah, it's quite hard when you got a Premier and Hub. It's a bit smaller, and you have to sort of like get rid of the food, otherwise it gets a bit dirty. And
yeah,
but yeah, no, it's just a cool place, and hopefully next time you guys will be around for a bit more of it, and then maybe go for a meal in the evening or something like that, because there's so many cool places to go around there, isn't it? It's just a really like lively and happening area. I'd love that about it.
Oh, where's Tom?
Lost Tom, but yeah, Tom will. I'm sure he'll be back in a minute. He's pressed the wrong button probably. Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing about like Brick Lane, Spitalfields, that area around Liverpool Street. It is a very central, hip and cool place to be. That sounds makes me
very vintage.
But it is that gentrified area that has got a lot of places. Still got the traditional like curry houses up and down Brick Lane.
Yeah.
You've got loads of foodie places, loads of hangout areas, and then you just walk away from going to somewhere like a box park or there's just so many places to go. And I think it is a really good place for the show to be. Just because even when you're not there, you've still got shopping, you've still got stuff to do, and it's localized. It's not out in the sticks, and then you've got to travel in. Like Excel's great, for mass numbers, but there's bugger all there, and you're going to have to remortgage your kidney just to buy yourself a 16 club.
That's true.
You're stuck with being forced to pay 10, 20 quid for a spoonful of food, whereas in this location it's just everything there, and it suits all budgets, and you've got street food and everything. So I agree with you, Andy. That's like a really good location for it. Tobacco Dock was nicer because of its style and size, but again there's not much around there really. It's hard to get to, and I think if they're more successful, they get more. I'm wondering if obviously the balance, if they don't get enough exhibitors, or the amount of money that the exhibitors need to provide in order for the venue, the price for their slot is too much. A lot of some indies just can't afford it and won't be there because it's not in their budget to be at that show. They've got other ones to go to or something else to go to. They're saving up for EGX or something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so,
I mean. Yeah, exactly. That's what they need to get that right. I mean, it's hard to know that sort of what they're asking for, a pitch or whatever at the event, and a booth or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's an interesting one because I just really hope they can expand it out. I'm sure they would like to expand it out a bit, but I might even just message him because I have contacted him a few times, WASD, and had a few conversations in the DM, and they're pretty responsive. So I just feel like I want to make it better, so I might just try and give some feedback. I reckon we should all try and give some feedback, shape the event, if you know what I mean.
It did feel friendlier, like Hayden said. I enjoyed talking to people. I got to really for my first time being part of a sort of press. It was kind of different. I got to share my work as well, which was really nice, and I got some really good compliments.
That's good, man. Yeah, I think they're one of the best vibes this time for sure. It's really positive and happy vibe. I felt like speaking to loads of people. I did speak to more people than I have in the past. I think that's one of the reasons I really liked it as well. Just, people who I would thought, don't want to speak to him. I know who it is though. You know what I mean? I recognise him. I don't want to speak to him. That's what I usually do. And then this time I was like,
we didn't get to see Ash.
Yeah, that was a shame. Yeah, definitely. So there's a couple of developers like the Chunai Labs developer who made Curse to Golf. I don't know if you know that game, but recognised him and said hello to him this time, and he was so nice. But yeah, he lives in like Japan, I think. But it's just cool seeing him there, and I was like, I know exactly who you are. I've seen you loads of times. I know it's you. And then I was like, I'm gonna do it. And I was like, are you Liam Edwards? Like, he was like, yeah, man. Yeah. And he was just so lovely. It's just like I like that sort of thing. Just meeting people. You know, got a lot of love for the indie community and people like him. You know, it's great to meet him. So yeah, I liked it.
I felt like there was more developers there this time, like the actual game maker.
Yeah.
Instead of just publishers and people that are running the actual, they actually were like standing there going, oh, like, and I found out so much about their games, and that's what I started. Yeah. That's after that I started going, do you know what? I kind of want to dive deeper into these games, and that's when I started asking questions like development, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what is so good in that regard for sure. All I need is just a few more games, you know.
Yeah. Tell you what, then, like as we're getting onto the game, should we start talking about some games? Because we're
sounds good.
We're getting on a bit. So, Indy, go on. You start again, mate. What games were you interested in at WASD this year? What took your eye?
As I said, Slope Crashers. That was really cool to see that in person, and like I say, did an interview, so it was great to chat with the developer. He gave me so much of his time. That will be coming up on the channel, that interview, at some point, maybe in a week's time, roughly. But yeah, that was cool to play that, and great to see so many people loving that as well. The multiplayer aspect was on show, so yeah, that was great. I think you guys might have tried it yourselves, didn't you?
We did, yeah.
Awesome, glad to hear it. Did you enjoy?
I did, but I just couldn't work out the combo, the flip controls.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, it is quite accessible, but it's quite deep as well. It's like SSX levels of depth there. If you want it to be, there's more going on, which is, I think, is cool for in terms of when you get to grips with it a bit more, because there's so many like alternate routes that you can go through. It's very open, which is really cool. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and like I say, I think it's going to be a great one to play multiplayer, and plays really well in general. But yeah, other than that, what else? Victory Heat Rally was also there. That's a game I played a while back again on Steam Next Fest, I think it was, and that was arcade style racing game, lots of extreme drifting. And look at you on the old back end. I like it. I'm impressed. I like it.
This looks good like stuff. It's right up Dazzy Street.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so played a little demo of this Steam Next Fest like a couple of years back. Again, it's another game I played early on. But yeah, it was cool to see at the event. They had like a hot lap competition going on, which was drawing a lot of attention. Everyone trying to push for the best time.
Did you ever win that?
I did. I only had like one go on it at the event. I didn't sort of have another go on it in terms of pushing for the times. I think it's one of those things where you go, I'll do another one, and then I did improve it, but then I was like, I can't hog this. You know what I mean? You need to sort of just keep your head in. But yeah, I should have put back for another go, really. But I think I came like in the times of the leaderboard at one point, but it was near the end of the day, and I was just like, I think I'll just leave it, because there was a top 5 on there I think they had, and I think I might have got 4th or something, but I was just like, it's like 6 o'clock nearly, so they're probably going to scrub that off. I'm not going to go, put me on the list. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it was cool. Great drifting and just like over the top, but it feels really great to play as well. And like you say, Dazzy will love this one for sure. Victory Heat Rally, and I think that one's coming this year as well. And so is Slope Crashers, by the way. Do you want me to keep going through any, or do you want to come back around to me a little bit?
No, you keep going. You keep going ahead, Indy.
Yeah, no worries. What else did I say? No, I'm trying to remember now. So another one I played, which was the P-Cube published game, was Nano Apostle. That was very cool. Not really... I knew about this game, but I didn't know as much about this game. Hadn't played it before and stuff like that. And yeah, this one will definitely kick your ass big time. It's a challenging game.
What's this one? I didn't see this one.
Oh, this is cool, this one. It's like a boss rush game called Nano Apostle. So yeah, it's very challenging. It's a bit like a Hyperlight Drifter. in terms of the gameplay. So like a lot of drifting and attacking, but there's a lot of parrying in it as well. Parrying is the key to be successful, really. And need a bit more practice on that. I did watch the publisher guy, the blonde one from PCube. I don't know if you know him, but he was amazing at this game. He literally is a god at this game. I swear to God, he's really, really good. He's a big Souls fan, so yeah, he's got like a tattoo of Dark Souls on him, so he's a big lover of that. So yeah, he was just incredibly good at this game. I was just so impressed. But yeah, it's a great game if you like those sorts of games, and nice and challenging, very rewarding though. And once you get your head in, you need to learn the patterns, but like I say, it's boss rush style, so definitely check that one out if you like a nice challenge in your games. That's a great one for sure. Gosh, there were so many, wasn't there? What else did I tell you earlier? I can't even remember now. Oh, hang on, I know. Gestalt, Steam and Cinder as well. That's definitely a great one. I don't know if you have that one at all, but
I do. Yeah.
That one, Gestalt, Steam and Cinder, is a game I've had on my radar for quite a few years, and it's coming out in May, this one. So played it at WASD for the first time, which was cool. Good to see it being shown off. It's amazing pixel art in this game. It's a Metroidvania, so anyone who knows me knows that I love Metroidvania games, and yeah, this one was very cool indeed. Beautiful to look at, and felt great to play as well, and had a lot of that satisfying discovery aspect to it, uncovering the map. One of the kind of games that don't tend to shine as amazingly as they would if it was in your home and you can play like in-depth hours of it, because it's the Metroidvania aspect where you uncover the world. But yeah, really beautiful looking game, and I think it's coming out on 21st of May, maybe. It's in May anyway, but yeah, this one...
I do have it written down. It's
21st.
Oh, so yeah. On Steam.
It is 21st. Nice, yeah. Actually, and this was Fireshine, wasn't it? Is it Fireshine the name of the publisher?
Fireshine, yeah.
I hadn't spoken to them much before. I hadn't even.
Yeah, I spoke to Tom, the project manager, and
Tom,
he said it takes 16 hours for a completionist to complete.
Yes, right. He told me that. So yeah, he said about 12, I think, with that. But yeah, he's actually emailed me today with. If I want a key, just to let him know, basically. So that was cool to get a contact like that as well, because he's pretty cool. And it's also a publisher I haven't really had contact with a lot before, so it's cool to make those extra new contacts. But yeah, that's a great pick from the event. Like I say, Metroidvania goodness for the win. And this one looks like it's going to be really cool. But yeah, I'll pause there if you like, because otherwise...
Yeah, sure. Cool.
Yeah.
Go on, Paul. Do you want to hit up next games you enjoyed at WAS this year?
So there was the Slope Crashers, which we've already seen. I didn't mention it earlier, but I'm sure Lewis might have put something, or even you, which was Lunar Abyss.
Oh yeah,
that one I tried last year, and then when we were speaking to Holly, they said that there was a newer demo if I'd played it before January. I just love this. I like this one just because of I don't know. It's just something that attracted me to it, and I like the darkness of it. And being an FPS, I'm not really into FPS that much, but this one really gripped me the first time I tried it.
Nice.
What did you think, Aidan? Yeah. Did you have this on your list?
This was on my list as well, and I played maybe 10 minutes and WASD, and I thought it was really interesting, really well made. And I think I could probably sit down and play this for a good few hours and not get bored by it. I love the creepiness of it, and just the fact that I just thought it was really interesting and different. Like most first person shooters have something that are running after you, shooting at you, but this one just felt like it was these weird balls that are just firing shit at you, and
that reminds me of Returnal.
Just a little bit different. I think that's and some of the comments when I was trying to find a trailer, people were saying this is just Returnal plus something else, and I was like,
"Oh, did they? Yeah,
I can see it. Yeah, I can see that, but I still really enjoyed it.
I mean, it's bullet hell. That's basically what it is. It's just 3D bullet hell. So that's not really their fault, if it's a bit like that. It's just the genre. So
actually, guys, it was actually
for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's actually a cross between a Destiny raid and a. I spoke to them for quite a bit of time. Destiny raid.
Yeah,
with
I can see it now. Blue, yeah.
Really, because she told me it was a linear game, which is different to like Destiny, I suppose. But
so basically, what they did was, and because I wrote all this down.
I mean, like the raids of Destiny, Indy.
Yeah.
You know, where you go in, you have to get to the boss by the end of it. The big, hard, difficult ones.
Yeah,
like, Port of Glass and.
But yeah, so
which are quite linear as opposed to the open world section.
I guess so. Yeah. So when I think of linear, I think of like a story that's going to be played out through chapters. If you see what I mean, it's scene by scene, and there's not much realms for sort of exploration.
So
beyond
one thing that they told me as well is the demo on Steam is an extended version, whereas the one they were showing at WASD was actually just a so it's 30 minutes demo on Steam, but it's only like 10, 20 on the WASD one. So it's
so the original demo that came out last year was the one that they were showcasing at WASD this year, but there is a 30-minute updated demo version on Steam available to try. They couldn't say anything about when the release date was for it either. They weren't allowed to say, but imminent.
No, they basically told me and undisclosed.
That was the word you chose.
Yeah, and they liked, but announcement is coming soon. They gave me permission to say that.
Yeah,
they were talking like that.
They basically told me the game was a mix between a Destiny raid and the manga Blame.
I know what, sorry?
I'm not sure.
The manga Blame.
Manga Blame.
Oh, right, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, just the image, the style of image.
Right,
the
imagery.
One thing that I loved about it is the fact that when they so they built the concept demo, and they basically took the world of Blame. That's what they told me. And for 6 months, they worked on this 30 to 40-minute demo. And then from that, they decided to change it up a bit more, making it more their own original idea. And it took them basically 4.5 years for everything, including the concept demo.
Nice.
And this is their first official, basically for the studio, this is their first ever game. They've made games in the past, but for this studio, it's their first proper game.
Yeah, for Bonsai on it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But what I love about the graphics is they explained it of the way of, you know, in Matrix, you know when you're in the Matrix when you start seeing the green. Well, what they did is in this, so they used red in that kind of style, so that it was, you knew where you was basically.
And that's really also that is the if you watch the Blame anime, so the anime they did on the manga, it's very red hue and very red in the coloring. So I think that's where they get the idea.
That's probably what they're talking about then. With regards to that aesthetic. Cool.
Yeah, the aesthetic from it, and the look of the characters and stuff. So
do you know what the story is behind the game at all, or you want me to say it?
No, it's all right. I love the concept of it, and I'll delve into it. I've been waiting for this to come out.
That's good.
So, yeah. And then there was Slope Crashers, Lunar Abyss, and then the two that actually stuck out for me were Conscription, wasn't it?
I played Conscript, I think.
Conscript,
yeah, Conscript, which I just sat down to have a go at, and it's that Resi Evil, but over the top run around. But
really
World War One, it felt really good. I actually really I mean, like the aiming on it was a little bit funky to get used to at the beginning, like with the controls. I was just like, just how'd you do it? Whatever, it was a bit off.
I think that's an intentional thing, isn't it? On this
game, it is. Yeah, it's
yeah.
supposed to be that you're running around. I mean, at the end of it, I was running around trying to avoid. I'd run out of bullets. So I was trying not to get by one of the big guys.
That's right. Yeah,
shovel was running out of steam as well, as in like it was going to break.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, survival horror aspect.
It really got me hooked. I think Hayden was standing behind me, and it was just like I was having to go.
Yeah, I was
going, and I was like, actually, really enjoying this for what it is, survival horror. I didn't really pick up on the horror, and I think it was only after you guys, this is like the Resi Evil kind of thing. I was like, oh, okay, I kind of got World War One. I just liked it for the World War One, picking up the little bits and bobs, the little letters, and then looking at the posters, and then try and find your friend and everything. It was only until one of the big brutes turned up. I just thought it was just a bigger German.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was just like,
I know the one you mean.
Like, no, okay.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed this. I'm looking, I'm gonna check it out and try it out a bit more.
It feels very weighty, doesn't it? Everything's got a nice feel to it.
It looked like it felt really weighty, yeah.
Sound wise as well was really nice. I quite liked the whole, like, when you run across like the cobbles or the stones that they had in certain areas of the trenches, it did that clinking sound, and I think the sound files they had and the sound effects they had were pretty good for what it is.
Definitely.
And it kind of got me engaged in it. So it's a good one. King, you should check it out, see what you think. And then the last one, which was a surprising one, and this is one that Hayden was saying, I sat down and then the actual dev popped up on screen next to me, and then was on there explaining the concept of the game, how it works from the start, and just what it is. And that was Battle Juice Alchemist. So this has been around 5 years in development. He's got inspirations from Tim Burton. I think you kind of get from the artwork, and rather than Diablo. So you're kind of running around, but you're an alchemist. There are 3 different types of alchemists you can have, and they. And you can have different styles. So you've got like a heavier one, which is kind of close, a distant one, and a skilled one. And the whole point of it is it's all done with alchemy. So it's potions you collect and how you use those potions and what you do with them to get around the nightmarish map that's there. And he was explaining to me, I like the colors of it and everything. It was relatively hard. And you can carry up to like 10 vials on you, and then it randomizes some of them. So you've just got to know where they are. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm looking more to this. Yeah, there you go. So you can make potions to vary your attacks and movements.
Yeah. I literally said to you, love this because you're a goblin hoarder when it comes to video games.
Yeah, I was picking everything and anything up and smashing the shit out of everything. So, which is, I thoroughly enjoyed.
Wish I'd have played this actually.
Yeah, you should have sat down.
I think it was at EGX, was it not, last year?
Was it?
I remember seeing it.
I think I may have missed it at EGX last year.
I definitely saw it somewhere, but I can't remember where. So it was definitely, but it looked interesting. It's not for me. I'd get frustrated and throw a controller through a wall or something. But
which is strange. You're usually the calmer one between the two of us. So.
It looks good. Anything else, Paul, or is that it for you?
I mean, they were pretty much my highlights from it because I hadn't really sat down for this one. I wanted to sit down with the there was another 2 games they had in this lot.
Okay, I've recently realised how bad my hoarding session is when I get back to Fallout and I'm constantly over-cucumbered.
Over-cucumbered, yeah.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there were another 2 games that I had there that I did want to sit down and try, but I didn't get around to it in the end. I didn't do that. And I took the flyer anyway to have a look at them. They're all from the same publisher. So it was the ESI Digital. I can't remember which way
Digital,
was.
Yeah, ESD, ES Digital.
Yeah, so
you mean the one that's on Awaken Astral Braid? Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah. That's another good one.
Daz has said, I don't play games. What are you on about, Daz? Of course I play games. You're still on about bloody Fortnite. I've not played Fortnite in over a year.
Fortnite.
Tom, any of these games? Sorry.
Briefly on the Alchemist one, the dev did actually mention as well. One of the different things is, so for instance, if you've got say King plays and I play, and King's got this setup, and I see what he's doing, and I like the setup he's got. There's a world number at the bottom of your start, and you can give that to anybody, and that will start them off on the world in the same kind of world as you, not obviously together, but on the same world as you with the same setup, which I thought was quite a nice idea. So you get a world code at the bottom when you start up.
A bit like Worms back in the day. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. But you get the whole
code,
yeah. It's a little world code. So, yeah.
Right, yeah. That's cool. It's got a cool art style, actually.
It has. Yeah.
Wish I'd have played it.
Tom, anything taking your interest from what we've shown?
Quite a few of them actually do look very, very interesting. I mean, the only one which probably isn't really up my street is the alchemy one. That's the whole alchemy type thing isn't really up my bag. But the one which reminds me of like Dead Cells, is it? Oh Christ, Gerald, oh, it was there. Gerald. Oh, why do I keep
one? Oh, Gestalt. Sorry, yeah.
Gestalt. Why do I keep thinking Gerald? That one looks incredibly fun. Gerald. I don't know. That one looks incredibly fun. Sure. Such nice, fast-paced action. Right up my street. It'd be a good one for a nice little quick one for me to just kind of get lost in.
Yeah.
Same with Luna. Same with Luna Abyss. That's something which, just from the trailer alone, the atmosphere looks absolutely intense, and that would be something which I would love to invest a good amount of money in.
Just try the demo, Tom, just to experience it, and you won't be disappointed.
Oh no, I need to. I mean, just look at it. I mean, I think that's quite stunning as well. I'm just sorry. I'm just really taking a breath
for an indie game. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, exactly. For an indie game, this incredible. Looks absolutely beautiful.
But once again, we've always said indies are doing better than AAAs when it comes to quality.
You get more bang for your buck. You get more bang for your buck, that's for damn sure. Yeah. And the other one, which really I like the look of, is the Constraint. Is that what it's called?
Conscript.
Conscript. Yeah. Constraint. Conscript. Sorry, it's that stroke I had a few years ago. It's the Conscript. Not
to be mistaken with contraception or conception, Lewis.
Oh Christ! I forgot about that conversation last week. Lewis walks into a pharmacy and asks for conception instead of contraception. No, Jesus. No, the top-down World War One. I think World War One as just a generalized setting within itself is something which is just downright creepy. And I just absolutely love how, as you've all mentioned, the weightiness side of things. I mean, Jesus, when you see him running around there, like in the trenches, it comes across like you are literally feeling the weight of your body sinking in with the thick mud in there. And that looks like something which will be an element which you're going to have to like deal with.
Yeah, definitely, because there's a stamina bar. So your stamina bar comes down as well. So when it gets heavier mud or whatever, it goes down a lot quicker. And they've used the menu system like Resident Evil. So you have to find bandages and you can find liquid and you have to combine them to give yourself a better healing. So,
yeah, and you've got like the save room, haven't you? Like Resident Evil, it's not auto save or whatever, is it?
And I love me a bit of Resident Evil. And I don't mind this being top down as well. I think it really is absolutely beautiful. Bit of a strategy in that sense, where it is top down. You can kind of see what's ahead of you, which I do enjoy. But to be fair, those ones are the ones which kind of, from what you guys have all mentioned, has really tickled my fancy. So
very nice.
Before we let Lou go heads off, I'll quickly go over some of the ones I liked. I know we tried It Was There last year, but I really enjoyed Paper Trail. I obviously didn't get to play it this time round, but the dev was so friendly and so interested in talking about his game. He was so excited about it, wasn't Indy, when we just stood there for half an hour.
Lovely conversation,
It was a really nice conversation.
Yeah, it was lovely. He was very passionate about it and just, very grateful and everything, wasn't he? He was great guy.
He was, yeah. And the idea of the game is really clever, is that you just have to fold your paper or your world to try and move the path so that the woman, I can't remember if she's got a name or anything, to get her round through the maze basically and get to different areas. And I'm not really sure what the main story is for it, but it's such a wicked concept. And the developer, they both said when I spoke to him last year and this year, it's like their idea for starting this game was they were just making mazes on a piece of paper and folding it to make another maze to get to it. That's just how it started. And I think what a really creative idea, and they deserve much love for this game. So yeah, Paper Trail. It's out 21st of May as well as the one you'd mentioned earlier. But yeah, really great looking game. Very excited for it. And then there was a bird game, which unfortunately there is no trailer. I can find no kind of look for it online. It was called Bird's Island, where you basically play as a seagull and you shit on people and kind of build nests. I think it was in very, very early development. Right. I found the developer, but there was no kind of game on there at the moment. So yeah, it's very, very early development. It's a bit like Goat Simulator, where you just gotta annoy, and it's just seemed really funny to play. And then the last one, it is, where are you? Oh god, I can't remember where it was now. It was the Devolver. I didn't even realize it was out, and it was Children of the Sun. I sat down to play this thinking, I don't really know what I'm getting myself into, and I was like, could play this for hours and hours on end. The idea of the game is that it's the map's circular, and you've got to run around and try and find the best spot to take out all the guards or people that are trying to hunt you down, and you basically fire your one-shot bullet, and then you get to move it into a different direction, try and figure out where all the guards are, and move the bullet to try and kill all the guards by the end of it. It was a really, really interesting concept, and I really think I'm going to enjoy this game when it comes out. Just like now, where the bullet's moving around, and
it's out now, by the way.
It's out now, yeah.
On PC only at the moment.
PC only at the moment, but I'm very excited by it, and I thought it was a very cool looking game. Obviously, I know Devolver only bought stuff they'd bought, but this was one of the ones that might highlight that. Yeah, very, very interested in playing. So I'm glad that you kind of pushed me to sit down and play it, indeed. Otherwise, I'd have never bothered.
Well, I've got some gameplay captured of you playing it, and it's already edited into my partially made video.
Wonderful, thank you very much for that. But yeah, that's me. They were my Paper Trail, that Bird's Island, and this I really, really enjoyed. But yes, and obviously Lunar Abyss as well. I'm very excited for seeing more on that as well. Yeah. Go on then, Lou. Crack on. Let's hear what you've got.
Shall we hang our headphones up and go off for a break then?
So one of the games that really caught my eye was the Holy Gosh Darn by Perfectly Paranormal and Yogscast Games, who were publishing it. And this game was...
I was interested in this, Lou, but I didn't really know what it's about.
So basically, you play as an angel called Cassiel. Basically, a play on the words of Castiel, the real angel. And you have 6 hours to stop heaven from basically being destroyed using time travel. It's in the same universe. So when I spoke to the developers and the actual creators of the game, and they basically said that it's part of it's part of a collection called the Tuesday. Basically, the games, all of them are basically in the same universe, and they all are set at the same time. And like Marvel, they've taken that kind of style where it's like, instead of it being just a game, it's like a movie, and you can put it all together, and you can play in any order as well.
We're here, Lou. Don't worry. Carry on.
Oh, well, I just thought you might have wanted to ask some questions. The coolest thing about it is
I think everyone generally went away, and I just thought it'd be funny to carry on as well. Sorry, Lou. Go on. Yeah, I was still listening. You're okay.
Yeah. So one thing that's really cool is it's completely narrative, and if you do make a mistake, you can rewind, so you can go backwards and go back to that same spot. So to a different save spot, or just before you start the conversation, so that you can change the outcome.
Okay, that's cool.
But you've only got 6 hours, so you've got to do as much as you can in the 6 hours. And it's all set in the same universe, which is really cool. So this is the final chapter of the whole Tuesday collection. And if you can basically go back and play the games that were like Manuel Samuel and Helmheim Hassel, and it's in the exact. You can actually see parts of the game in the actual other games. So when you play it in different orders, you can still see little different secrets and bits like that. But this is the end of the series, which was really cool. And they kind of took a whole like Marvel Cinematic Universe kind of style. Like you can play a different one and see like something you didn't see in the last time, and just little Easter eggs and things. But it's kind of cool. And in this game, it kind of uncovers secrets that have been people have been trying to figure out for a long time in the series. But it's really funny as well. Like it's pure comedy. And the guys that made it were Oystein and this is oven. I didn't write his name, but
is it made by the Yogscast or is it literally just?
No, it's just published by them.
Yeah.
It's made by Paranormal. Perfectly Paranormal. Yeah. So yeah, they recommend after playing this to go back and replay the other ones because there'll be things that you didn't see that now will make sense, which was really cool. I was actually kind of cool about that. But they wanted to make it
really interesting.
The voice acting is brilliant in it as well. But this game is basically a game that makes you feel like story-wise, it's inspired by the MCU. Which I actually said, it kind of reminds me of an MCU storyline, and they went, yeah, basically that's what we did. We basically took that idea. So that it kind of ends after, like, no one has a clue that these games all link. But now you can figure it out because it's all told in this game.
Cool. No, cool. What's next then, Lou? Unless you want to carry
on. Crow Country.
There you go.
So what I liked about this game was the fact that it was completely made during COVID. It was basically, they were bored one day and he basically said like he'd been playing all the original Resident Evils and he loved this style. That's why he chose this style. And he decided to, as a project, he decided to start making his own game. And it was near the end of lockdown that he started it. What was really cool about this game was the fact that he made it in this style because he feels like this is scarier than modern graphics because it's all pixelated, so you don't know what's coming your way. But if you saw it in like a better graphic, you could see it from far away. And you just do not know what's coming. But what is really cool is he made it so that if you weren't a fan of the horror element, you could play it in an exploration mode. So you could play the game, enjoy it the same way, and enjoy the story without all the creatures trying to kill you. So that anyone could play it. So a kid could play this now, basically.
It definitely gives off that original, like, conscript, original Resident Evil vibe of you walking around a mansion type thing. It looks cool. Both it's really funny.
I just see paper flying everywhere.
Yeah. It's really funny. Me and Paul were literally just walking around after you'd played Conscript, and we looked at a TV, and this was showing on that TV near the entrance, and we were both like, "Speaking of Resident Evil type games."
Yeah.
But what I like as well, what I like about it is this is completely solo development.
Is that
He's done this all in solo development, although his brother did help near the end. But yeah, completely developed solo, and he'd done it with his brother Adam. It was Adam and Tom.
Perfect. Amazing.
And this will be on Steam and PS5. They haven't exactly said when it's coming out. Oh, yes, they did. They said the 9th of May. This comes out 9th of May.
This looks like right up my street. Very nicely.
I actually said that. I said my friend Tom loves these kind of games. And he went, "Oh, that's my name."
Small world.
I don't know, nice to meet you. But I like the fact that it basically made it so there's secrets. There's 15 secrets that are hidden, right? and it's put there so that if you don't find them all, and it changes, the story changes. Apparently, it's got different like bits and pieces. So like finding these secrets opens up more to the story as well. Honestly, it was really cool. Like the guy really used a way so that everyone could play, but around 8 hours normally, and you can play it twice and change. He recommends that you should play it first and then play it again and look for the secrets, unless you can find all the secrets in the first playthrough. So,
how would you know you found all the secrets of the first playthrough?
There's 15.
Oh,
I imagine it'll come up with 1 out of 15.
Yeah. But it's cool because it's set in an abandoned theme park, and you're basically some kind of law enforcement. He didn't exactly explain that part, but yeah, you basically also get rank. So when you finish, you get a rank, just like in Resident Evil, Silent Hill, you know, etc. But it's got puzzles as well, like Resident Evil. It's basically a Resident Evil style game with everything but Resident Evil. And the aim system's pretty cool as well. So you aim like you can choose to aim like you do in the older Resident Evils, or you can actually move the cursor around. So you could go for headshots easier as well.
Nice.
But honestly, it was really fun to play.
Nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Anything else, Lou?
Is it coming out? What was it coming out on? Sorry.
9th of May, and it's coming to Steam and PS5.
Right.
Another game that I checked out was that I actually thought was pretty cool. And I spoke to the guy that made it as well, which was really fun. Was Harvest Hunt.
Oh yeah.
And this game was 2 years in development. It was made. The director I spoke to, Mark. It was being published by Neon Hive. They were showing it off, and it's a first-person single roguelike where you are chosen to be the warden of your village to fight the devourer who eats ambrosia, the food of the village. And it's inspired by European folklore. And one season, you unfortunately picked the short straw. And yeah, it's coming out 22nd of May on Steam, Epic, and it's paint styled as well, which is really cool. And it looked really nice. But it's 5 nights and 5 seasons. So I actually come up with the name of. I went, oh well, when I title it, I'm going to call it 5 Nights at Lunar Nova. I was like, it's brilliant. That's the first time I could pick a name just like that. Or 5 seasons. And I said, you were a fan of, I went, yeah, 5 Nights at Freddy's.
I'm sorry, Lou, I don't have a trailer for this one because I didn't.
That's fine. He said he did tell me to email him.
It's a cool looking game actually. I thought you might like that one.
He didn't give me his email. So,
you have to get on that, Lou.
Yeah, I got to find it. But he said that it's got a hidden story as well, so it's got lore elements, and the music is suspenseful. My God! But you use tools, and obviously, it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. The style looked a bit like, what was that one with the rabbit that we saw at EGX? It kind of looked like that, or Bendy, a bit like Bendy, that kind of style. Like it was like made in like a cartoon, but drawn. Like
There's a new Bendy, isn't it, on the way?
Yeah,
Billy Buster
can't wait. Yeah, that's about it. There's loads. I've got loads in here, but I'm not gonna go through all of it.
No, cool. We'll go back around to indie then. What else did you have indie? What did you want to mention?
Did I miss anything off?
Screw you, Daz. I didn't take an hour.
Yeah, he's conscious when you were looking at that, probably. Well, I mean, it's obvious to say it, but like, obviously the Devolver ones were great games still. And I mean, like the Angerfoot is not out yet, so that was cool. And the Angerfoot demo was a new demo compared to the last time, so there's that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a different demo. So the last one, it was the one that had it on Steam, where it was just literally kind of quite limited, but this one had a bit more depth to it. And actually, the new footage that was showing off in this demo it looked like it had been stepped up quite a bit, so I was quite impressed actually. So yeah, I think
like this game's been in development for ages because it was at Tobacco Lodge as well.
I thought you call it Tobacco Lodge. It's some sort of like luxury resort. It's a tobacco dock, I think.
Yeah, because
it's all like Tobacco Lodge, though, I think.
Yeah, I know, right? Do you want to come down to the Tobacco Lodge tonight?
Yeah, exactly. It's what it sounds. I just imagine this really nice, cozy place.
Sheepskin rug by the fire.
That sounds a beautiful thing. Was it so? This was down at the old Tobacco Lodge, was it?
It was, yeah, because they had the mascot there. That's why I recognised the mascot.
Yeah.
So it's been in development for quite a while.
God, that mascot's done a few rounds, then, hasn't it?
Yeah. Hate to think how stinky that mask is.
I don't know if Tom noticed the last door he breaks out has got genital jousting written on it.
That's why I'm looking a bit like,
Do you know about genital jousting, by the way, the game?
Oh, yes, we've played.
Oh, we do.
If I remember rightly, I think I won.
Wait, is that the one that was like a party game?
Yeah, but you were a penis, Lewis.
Remember, that's the one where Megs was listening to us when she was on the train, but she didn't have her headphones.
Oh, she got told off by that woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She thought she was listening to porn.
It's brilliant. Yeah, so that's great. Great little trailer. Just watching it right now, actually, seeing what you're talking about. Yeah, it's just over the top action. And shout out to Meisuko, who's mentioned Mullet Jack, which is a game which has got a bit of a similar vibe to this, which I played on Steam Next Fest, or a demo of it, whatever it was. I don't know if it was in Next Fest actually. But yeah, that's worth checking out as well. It's less sort of like free. It's quite sort of the corridors are quite tight and stuff like that, but it's got more of a focus on roguelike sort of aspects to it when you upgrade each time. Yeah, Mullet Mad Jack, that's it. Yeah. Meisuko, shout out to you, my friend. Good to see you. But yeah, definitely Angerfoot is looking pretty mad and over the top. Perfect sort of Devolver type of game. It
reminds me a lot of remember Bulletstorm, like was out on the 360, where you could just run up to someone and kick them in the face. And
exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I completed that recently. Do you know the VR version? I wonder how that would work, because there's a VR version.
God, I wouldn't like to know. You have to let us know and find out.
Yeah, it's on my list. I'll probably buy it when it's on sale.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely one I would mention. And then I know I think King mentioned it in the chat. Awaken Astral Blade is another Metroidvania. And like I say, I'm a big fan of those. So yeah, funnily enough, I didn't actually play it at this event. I did have it on my list before I went there to play it, but there's a demo on Steam, which I'm actually looking at on my second screen right now. It's downloaded and ready to go if I do want to play it. But it looks really cool. It's actually quite polished in the actual look of the art, so I thought it was looking quite sharp and quite nice actually.
Oh, this looks nice.
Yeah, so this one's pretty cool, and I love a Metroidvania. Got a cool art style to it, and yeah, it's just up my street big time. So yeah, I didn't play it at not EGX, that's where we've been. Yeah, I didn't play it, like I said, this time around, and I've got the demo downloaded, so if you do want to check this one out, check out the demo. There's quite a few actually. I don't know if you've linked it up anywhere, or I can maybe grab a link off one of you guys, but there is actually a Steam page for WASD. It's got everything that was shown at the event, and there's quite a few demos on there. So things like, Victory Heat Rally's got a demo on there, Awaken Astral Blade, loads of other games have got demos. So check it out, guys, because I think some of the demos are temporarily going to be up there, if you see what I mean.
Nice. I didn't realise there was a WASD page to be up.
Yeah, that's one of the other great things that they've done this time around. In terms of like you're talking about what you got there. In terms of like the community management aspect you were saying earlier, Lou, which is good. They've definitely been a lot better on that. And I think in terms of things like having a actual Steam page is really good, that you can just sort of like check over the games that you've played and remind yourself and all that sort of thing. But yeah, check out that page, guys, because there's some cool stuff on there to download demos of, even if you did miss out on WASD. around.
Yeah, I think that's why I wasn't so bothered about some of the games, to be fair, because I know that I can try them out on the old Steam page.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But obviously, I will give in my article a few nods to some of the people, because I've took pictures of everything, so that I can give a nod to them and that, and just say, look, I'm sorry I didn't get to check you out, but I'm still giving you a mention because you deserve it. You were there. It's not fair that I couldn't. Just there was so many people. If there wasn't so many people there, I think I would have had more time. But I just didn't. The first day we would for the first day we were just walking around for most of the time, weren't we, Andy?
Can't even remember first day. Yeah, I think I played a few things. I don't really remember, to be honest. They all blurred into one day at the end.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, who have we lost? We lost Tom again. We sent a message. Oh,
actually, this Steam page thing might be helpful.
Paul, you've put it in the private chat.
Yeah. I put it in the private chat, but I stuck it in the main one as well.
Oh yeah, I just seen. So yeah, if you're interested, as I said, I didn't know there was one. So thanks for that, Indy. It's up in the comments under mass at the moment. So yeah, go check out what some lovely WASD goodness that we managed to check out and have a nice look at. Here's Tom.
Oh, and how are you showing your videos, by the way, just out of interest? Are you showing it through files, or are you showing it just as a screen share kind of thing?
It's a screen share through files on my
okay. I was going to say, if you use the Steam page, you could blow it full screen, and then I don't know if you do a second screen. Yeah, that Harvest Hunt has a video on the Steam page, just to let you know.
Wait, these were all I didn't see half of these.
So I think some of them might be London Games Festival. Probably a couple of them on there.
Yeah, I genuinely didn't know we could post things off of the Steam page, so I'll keep that in mind for next time. So
yeah, no, it's cool, no worries.
I did wonder how you did it. So, Tom, any other games you found interesting in that second half of games that you got given?
Well, to be honest, the majority of it I kind of left because I had to go take a leak.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna have to rewatch all this at the end, but it just fucking makes me jealous and wish I came down with you guys.
Next time, buddy. Next time.
Definitely.
Yeah. Cool. So it's getting quite late. It's coming up to usually when we cut off. So I'm not gonna. Lou? Did you want to quickly go over on the Xbox ID stuff that you'd seen?
No, it wasn't worth it. No, can't vote.
Indy, did you check out the Xbox ID or?
No, I didn't actually. I just I don't know. It's never really a good show from them, in my opinion.
They have announced the game showcase coming in June.
Yeah,
June. Yeah,
I look forward to that.
And that they're going to show some Activision as well. So hopefully, maybe we'll hear some stuff about. We're probably going to hear about Call of Duty. I'm probably going to guess they're probably going to drop. They're probably going to say we're dropping some Call of Duties on Game Pass. That's the only thing I can think of, other than if they've got something, maybe Crash in the works or another Spyro. Other than that, I don't really know what else they will announce.
But keep an open mind.
Elder Scrolls 6, and we can always play.
Yeah, it should be good though.
Maybe.
Fucking time.
I think we'll see more on what's that one that we'll probably see more on that thingy. What's it called? The missionaries kind of one. The one that people said it reminded them of missionary.
Missionary?
Yeah.
What have you been thinking about?
Mercenaries.
You dirty bastard.
Not missionary.
We were bad at the beginning, we were good through the middle, and we've come back round full circle.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think if it's all okay with you guys, we'll start ending up here. I want to give a shout out to Paul. Unfortunately, the next weeks he's not going to be able to join us because he's having his penis enlarged. No, he is unfortunately having some surgery, so he won't be around for the next few weeks. So if you are interested and you enjoyed the show, we are happy to have some guests on if you're interested to come on the show again and just cover for Paul whilst he's gone. If not, you know where to find us. We'll be on the old YouTube putting out some random videos that we always do, some full of laughs and funny bits as always.
Yes, Daz, again. I'm going from 16 inches to 18 inches. We could only add another 2.
In honor of Paul, we shall play genital jousting again.
Yeah.
Sure. So, Indy, where can everyone find you?
Well, they can find me on my YouTube channel, which is basically YouTube, I think, / the Indie Gamer, all one word. Just search for the Indie Gamer, you should find it, hopefully. But yeah, my Twitter or X is indie_gamer_01. I've started posting a little bit on Instagram. It's quite weird posting on there because I've got no followers and stuff like that. So it's like quite depressing, but I have to get off somewhere. I thought I might just try and work on my Instagram a little bit because it's a little bit behind, just been neglected all these years. Never really posted.
If you want to see what Indy looks like, go to Instagram. You haven't used the one that I've given you with your crown on, though.
Oh yeah, I need to get that out there. Might be a bit narcissistic though.
No, it's not. Not at all. You should put it on.
Yeah, I have posted those, I think, on Twitter as well, but I'm sort of just posting them on both. But yeah, trying to post a little bit of more behind the scenes, I suppose you could call it, or whatever, content. No. But yeah, no, I just wanted to say a massive thanks for having me on. It's been awesome. You know, you guys are a fantastic crew, and it's been awesome hanging out with you guys, and it's always a pleasure hanging out, you know, in real life and that. Always hopeful that we'll get some more folks joining us from the community, but what I love is that I always know that I'm going to get to hang out with you guys each time anyway. So yeah, thanks for that, guys. Appreciate it. And yeah, are you going to continue on in the live sense out of interest, or are you going to do like back to your videos for these podcasts out of interest? Just curious.
Want?
Yeah, what do people want? You have to let us know. Cool. I think for now we'll be with the videos. If people want more live shows, we'll definitely try and do some more live shows. To be fair, today's been a good outcome. We've had 9 viewers maximum. Currently there's 6, so we appreciate people coming along and checking us out and listening.
I should have saved my letter for this show.
If you want
read it again if you want.
It's changed now. It's on its way to your house.
Thanks for dropping the link,
Easter eggs.
You've got to give context now, Lou.
I'll speak on behalf of... Okay, I won't, I'll just leave it. Right, let's move on. Thanks very much for having me, that's it.
Thank you. Obviously, you can find us on our LOD YouTube channel, which you're currently watching on X, and of course, we now have a Discord, which the link is in the description, so if you want to keep up with some...
Is it?
Yes, I think, I'm sure.
No, not the description on the YouTube.
Yes. I just wanted to check for myself.
Yeah. Have you made it sure that it's not like 7 days or a week, and it's like...
Yes, Lewis, I always do.
Okay. Because I did that.
So if you are interested in keeping up to date with what we're doing and ask us any questions, or even come on the show, there are tabs and categories in there which you can ask us or ask if you want to be on the show. Obviously, you can find Lewis on Gamer Hub. He is the man with a plan at Gamer Hub, and he loves them very much. So go and check out his reviews. He's over at, what is it, gamerhub.co.uk, Lewis? What's the website? Mm-hmm. Yeah, gamerhub.co.uk, so go check that out. But thank you very much for joining us tonight for our WASD.LIVE
Indy has something left to say.
Okay, sorry.
that's okay. I still passed over. I always like to say best of luck with whatever has happening with you, my friend, Mr. Master Mayhem. I hope it goes very smoothly for you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hope it does.
Worries. Thanks again. Thanks for having me. Yeah,
it's all right. Just jumped on Discord, a bit worried about all the bread legalities that had to be waived to log in. Yes, bread as the bread.
Therefore, I fucking hate it.
Wait, you made the rules to do with bread.
Did you not read the rules when you joined, Lewis?
No,
clearly not.
I don't read any rules.
Rebel.
There's just too many. It was like 10.
It's true. There's a lot.
10's your max.
Indy, once again, thank you very much for joining us, and everyone else in the chat that joined us for this evening as well. I hope you enjoyed the special, and we'll be back. I'm going to edit this down and make sure it's released on Tuesday, so you've got something to watch, even if you've missed it, so it'll be there. And then from next week, we will also have some more special guests, which I need to organise with them as well. So thank you very much for tonight, guys, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye. Toodles.